Hello and welcome to today's Assassin's Creed 3 playthrough. Today we're going to be playing Sequence 3 and do a little bit more of a conversation on Edward Braddock and who he was throughout history. Today is, of course, our 36th day in the Assassin's Creed marathon on our journey to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I, of course, have been Mr. Nose, your tour guide through this series and all things. Well, I wouldn't necessarily go within all things lore, but within a little bit of lore, a little bit of history. Let's see what we have coming up next.
Hello, Charles. Any luck finding our mystery woman?
Word is she's been stirring up trouble just outside the city in a town called Lexington.
Well, then that's where we'll begin our search. I'll meet you there.
Alright, so one fun thing about the new thing, really, that Assassin's Creed 3 brought into the fold, which really isn't explored in any other Assassin's Creed game, is the seasons. As you can see, we're currently in winter, and we never see winter within any of the other games. We don't get London with snow, we don't get Paris with snow. To be honest, I'm not even sure if those places have snow ever. So, just thought that was an interesting point to point out. Actually, to be honest, we're gonna change it around here a little bit.
Stand aside, sir, or I shall...
Maybe. Well. We'll think about it a little bit. We might talk about the Native Americans instead of Braddock. We might save Braddock for tomorrow. Just have to get an idea first. I think we might save Braddock for tomorrow. And we'll talk about the Kanien'kehá. Wow, I can't even pronounce it. Surprise, if you've been watching any of my previous videos, I can't seem to pronounce anything, especially if it's not English. Let's get through a mission or two, and then we'll decide if we're going to talk about Edward Braddock or the native people. The horse stay? Horse did stay. Cool. Oh, I guess I can tell you what's been going on. So, Hatham. No, let's not start with Hatham. Let's start with Desmond. Desmond has woken from his coma from Assassin's Creed Revelations. They are in a place in upstate New York looking for... They actually have found the Grand Temple. They're looking for the key that opens the temple. That was done by Juno, basically forcing the bleeding effect to his ancestor, who is currently riding on the horse, Kanien'kehá. Haytham is from England, London to be precise, and he has been tasked. We go through the fort? Yeah, we go through the fort. He's been tasked to find the temple. As you saw the date, where this is currently 1755. He's been tasked to find the temple and to find out what's in it. So he makes the trip from London to Boston, and Boston is the town we were just leaving. Now we're outside Boston, headed towards a small town called Lexington. Oh, one other thing. Haytham ended up needing to recruit some friends, and who is it? I'm trying to think if we had anybody. We didn't really have anyone important to kill. This has got to be like January 1755. Maybe we will talk about Braddock, because a couple months after this moment in time is his famous expedition.
You cannot pursue your course without ugly.
Whoa.
Charles is automatically here.
Have you found her?
She's made camp not too far from here.
Excellent. Well, the sooner we're done, the sooner we can get out of this cold.
Why'd I have to get off the horse?
We'll move faster. I'm afraid I have some bad news, sir.
Oh?
Braddock is insisting I return to service under him. I've tried to beg off, to no avail.
No doubt he's still angry about losing Pitcairn. To say nothing of the shaming we gave him. Do as he asks. In the meantime, I'll work on having you released.
I'm sorry for the trouble.
Not your fault.
So much politeness that you just don't see these days.
We're too late.
Fire's only just been snuffed. Snow recently disturbed. She's close.
Actually, I'm wrong. We will talk about Braddock in this sequence, and we'll talk about the native
Onyx.
population within the next
These tracks are fresh. They must be hers.
next sequence.
Seems she took to higher ground. Out of the snow and into the trees.
Excuse me. It is nice to see the snow mechanics that they use. He really looks like he's having a hard time with snow, and that's up to his thighs. And yeah, snow up to your thighs is a bear to walk through.
Wait here.
Uh-oh.
You return to Braddock, Charles, before he grows suspicious. I can handle things from here.
But sir!
But nothing. Go. Stop running.
Hell.
I only wish to talk. I am not your enemy. Please just hear me out. Guardswoman, only let me speak. Enough with these...
It's problematic. Wolves are pain.
You try my patience, woman!
Fortunately, she does not follow your customs, Hathan. Okay. Not even gonna try to argue why he fell out of the tree.
Are you touched in the head?
Me, Haytham. I come in peace.
Why are you speaking so slow?
Sorry.
What do you want?
Well, your name, for one.
I'm Zio.
Pleased to meet you. Gadsdi.
Just call me Zio.
Dio.
Zio.
Dio.
Now tell me why it is you're here. Where did you get this?
From an old friend.
I've only seen such markings in one other place.
Where?
Well, it is forbidden for me to speak of it.
I saved your people. Does this mean nothing to you? Look. I am not the enemy.
Close to here, there is a hill. Meet me there, and we'll see if you speak the truth.
Yeah. Alright. So, we get right into it. Yep, we get right into it.
That town hosts soldiers who seek to drive my people from these lands. They're led by a man known as the Bulldog.
Edward Braddock.
You know him?
He's no friend of mine.
Every day, more of my people are lost to men like him.
Then I suggest we put a stop to it. Together.
What do you propose?
That we kill Edward Braddock. But first, we have to find him.
So, since we are going to kill him, let's talk about him for a hot second. He was born in January 1695 in
I don't trust you.
Perthshire,
I know,
Scotland.
Yet you remain.
but I might prove you wrong.
It will not happen.
So you say.
So I know.
Yet, I remain.
Alright, so, Edward Braddock, born January 1695 in Perthshire, Scotland. Braddock was the commander-in-chief for the 13 British colonies at the start of the French and Indian War. This was a war that would lead into the Greater 7 Years' War. Let's go through this cutscene first, and then we'll continue.
Wait here. A Mohawkman is likely to raise suspicions, if not muskets.
This is hardly the first time I've been amongst your people. I can handle myself.
I hope so.
You know nothing, Haven. Nothing.
Can't stand being quartered there. The endless crashing of the waves, the sting of the salt in my eyes, and the goddamn gulls shrieking and shitting everywhere.
You're sure that's where we're going?
Aye, the Bulldog's putting together another expedition.
That's what they're calling them now. Expeditions.
Aye, smart too. Slap a fancy name on something and all evil is excused.
We can play at Adam and Eve all the merry long night. Hey, you'll go down like a sack of potatoes.
Well, that didn't go well. Went the short way. Should have went the long way around. So we're gonna go to the hard one first. The expedition that they're discussing was an...
I hear tell the French are readying to move on our positions. Wonder what Braddock intends to do about it.
He's already left for the advance camp. I'll wager our little holiday here is just about ended. We'll be marching south before week's end.
Was a march in an attempt to capture the French forts.
Can't stand being quartered there. The endless crashing of the waves, the sting of the salt in my eyes, and the goddamn gulls shrieking and shitting everywhere.
You're sure that's where we're going?
Aye, the Bulldog's putting together another expedition.
That's what they're calling them now. Expeditions.
Aye, smart too. Slap a fancy name on something and all evil is excused.
Fort Duquesne is now downtown Pittsburgh.
Oi! Where you going, Cully?
Me?
No, the other cock robin.
Well, I was leaving.
Oh? And now?
Well, now... I'm going to feed you your teeth.
And you were worried I was going to be the problem?
Cute.
You're hurt.
Oh, that's nothing.
Here. I should stop the bleeding.
That'd be painful, though.
It wasn't necessary. But thank you.
We should move on. Meet me at Braddock's camp when you're ready.
So, on May 29th, 1755, Braddock would set out from Fort Cumberland in Maryland with about 1,350 men, including legends Daniel Boone and Daniel Morgan, and Revolutionary War heroes William Crawford, Charles Schott, Thomas Gage, Charles Lee, and George Washington. On July 9th of 1755, after Braddock crossed the, let's see if I can pronounce this, the Monongahela River, It was about 110 miles from where they started. They would end up engaged in what is called a meeting engagement. Mostly because the French were too late for an ambush. Meeting engagement is basically when two armies plan on meeting each other, but they meet each other at a time they didn't anticipate. So, how do I get across this little river here? Probably the worst part is trying to figure out where the horse can go. Okay, so even without numbering the French and their native allies by more than 3 to 1, Braddock was not only soundly defeated, he would receive a mortal wound and die during the retreat on July 13th. Besides what we see within this game, there is a little bit more about Braddock in the lore. He looks younger than he is. He's actually about 60 here, when he looks to be in his late to early 40s. And in 1735, he would help kidnap Haytham's half-sister Jenny in an attempt to get their father's, Edward's, journal. And the reason why his journal was important was, of course, he is the connection. He's the ancestor in Assassin's Creed 4, so we'll find out why they wanted it
Use
there.
a snowstorm to mask your approach. Having second thoughts?
Hardly. But I'll have to approach this carefully.
Go on then. I'll keep watch from here.
I can hide in that cart.
What's in the wagon? I need a full inventory.
As you wish. Let's see. 2 barrels of salt, 12 pounds pork, 10 pounds beef, 7 dozen eggs, 16 wheels of cheese. None of it French, don't worry. 5 bottles of whiskey, a couple of dozen new uniforms, boots, and leather for patching, blankets, a cart feed for the horses. What else? That's it. That's all there is.
He's not going to check why did he need an inventory.
Those cannons are like to cause trouble. Perhaps I could sabotage them.
General Braddock refused the offer. There will be no truce.
Damn it! Why, George? What reason did he give?
He said a diplomatic solution was no solution at all. That allowing the French to retreat would only delay an inevitable conflict. One in which they'd now have the upper hand.
There's merit to those words, as much as I hate to admit it. Still, can't he see this is unwise?
It doesn't sit well with me either. We're far from home with our forces divided. Worse, I fear Braddock's bloodlust makes them careless. It puts the men at risk. I'd rather not be delivering grim news to mothers and widows because the bulldog wanted to prove a point.
Where is the general now?
Rallying the troops.
And then it's on to Fort Duquesne, I assume?
Eventually. The march north will surely take time. There's a copy of the plans in the command tent should you wish to review them.
At least this will be ended soon.
I tried, John.
I know, my friend. I know.
That map will surely be of use. I need to find it.
Get back here! No! You there! Stop! Come back, you weakling coward! He's taking it! Stop! Stop now! Help! This way! Where do you think you're going?
Yeah, knew that wasn't gonna go well. Not at all. Hopefully I don't have to do that eavesdrop again, because that one was a bear.
Those cannons are like to cause trouble.
Yep.
Perhaps I could sabotage them.
Good news. General Braddock refused the offer. There will be no truce.
Damn it! Why, George? What reason did he give?
He said a diplomatic solution was no solution at all. That allowing the French to retreat would only delay an inevitable conflict. One in which they'd now have the upper hand.
There's merit to those words, as much as I hate to admit it. Still, can't he see this is unwise?
It doesn't sit well with me either. We're far from home with our forces divided. Worse, I fear Braddock's bloodlust makes you careless. It puts the men at risk. I'd rather not be delivering grim news to mothers and widows because the bulldog wanted to prove a point.
Where is the general now?
Rallying the troops.
And then it's on to Fort Duquesne, I assume?
Eventually. The march north will surely take time. There's a copy of the plans in the command tent should you wish to review them.
At least this will be ended soon.
I tried, John.
I know, my friend. I know.
That map will surely be of use.
This is where I wanted to
I need to find it.
Stop! Yes, you! Over here! Help me! Ha! He's trying to murder them! Ah! Get
Those cannons are like to cause trouble. Perhaps I could sabotage them.
Good news. General Braddock refused the offer. There will be no truce.
Damn it! Why, George? What reason did he give?
He said a diplomatic solution was no solution at all. That allowing the French to retreat would only delay an inevitable conflict. One in which they'd now have the upper hand.
There's merit to those words, as much as I hate to admit it. Still, can't he see this is unwise?
It doesn't sit well with me either. We're far from home with our forces divided. Worse, I fear Braddock's bloodlust makes him careless. It puts them...
Definitely not good at eavesdropping. I ain't dropping no eaves, sir.
Those cannons are like to cause trouble. Perhaps I could sabotage them.
General Braddock refused the offer. There will be no truce.
Damn it! Why, George? What reason did he give?
He said a diplomatic solution was no solution at all. That allowing the French to retreat would only delay an inevitable conflict. One in which they'd now have the upper hand.
There's merit to those words, as much as I hate to admit it. Still, can't he see this is unwise?
It doesn't sit well with me either. We're far from home with our forces divided. Worse, I fear Braddock's bloodlust makes him careless. It puts the men at risk. I'd rather not be delivering grim news to mothers and widows because the bulldog wanted to prove a point.
Where is the general now?
Rallying the troops.
And then it's on to Fort Duquesne, I assume?
Eventually. The march north will surely take time. There's a copy of the plans in the command tent should you wish to review them.
At least this will be ended soon.
I tried, John.
I know, my friend. I know.
That map will surely be of use. I need to find it.
That works. I'm not gonna even worry about those cannons. Not even gonna mess with them.
What news?
Braddock has left to rally his troops. They're marching on Fort Duquesne. It'll be a while yet till they're ready, which gives us time to form a plan.
No need. We will ambush them here near the river. Go and gather your allies. I will do the same. I will send word when it is time to strike.
Remember if this leads straight into it or not. Now, if you are working for like the achievement for 100%, I do have to do it on my own. If you're working on the achievement for 100%, you have to get each. You can't like. Well, you saw how there was 2 different items that he had to do to get 100%. You have to get them both in the same playthrough. No, that's not right. I think you have to get them both in the same playthrough. It's been so long since this game. This game came out in, I want to say November. No, it was late October. I want to say it was like October 29th of 2012. So I have had that achievement for a while. Oh, for the life of me, I don't remember. I think you do. That's probably going to cost him hypothermia. Won't kill him though. You will notice though that the map is unlike any other mini map. You see how the areas that he's going through are kind of defogging. In this game, there is the viewpoints doesn't unlock specific sections. It only does a amount, spherical amount. So you will not open up the whole map by just doing viewpoints. You also have to run through the town essentially. And funny little side note is I got all the viewpoints, and there's an achievement I think for opening up all of the, or not all of it, but it's like 85 or 95% of all the maps. And I'm sitting here running back and forth up and down through Boston trying to open up the map. It's just hilarious to me.
The cold, cold ground. Here, here.
Hard at work, I see.
How did you...
It is time. We've set up camp to the north. Meet me there.
Gentlemen, let us away.
First it was too cold. Now it's too goddamn hot.
Live in the southern states, buddy, and see how well that goes.
It's a right swamp, I tell you.
To say nothing of the mosquitoes.
Warm weather and bugs are soon to be the least of our worries.
What? You mean the bulldog? Please. We'll be in that one's beef soon enough and on to the next.
Where's your boy Lee gone off to?
Returned to finish out his service under Braddock.
I imagine the bulldog's none too pleased after the stunt we pulled.
Pleased to spin a tale of my incompetence and beg forgiveness. He is away with words, especially when it comes to flattery. I expect he'll be welcomed back with open arms.
Which would give us a man inside.
Precisely.
Unless you've undone it.
I see you've been busy.
All these men are from many different tribes, united in their desire to see Braddock sent away. The Abenaki, the Lenape, the Shawnee.
And you? Who do you stand for?
Myself.
What would you have me do?
Will you help the others to prepare? Follow.
She's the boss, that's for sure.
They come.
Everything all right, sir?
Just savoring the moment. No doubt, many wonder why it is we've pushed so far west. These are wild lands, as yet untamed and unsettled. But it shall not always be so. In time, our holdings will no longer suffice. And that day is closer than you think. We must ensure our people have ample room to grow and further prosper. Which means we need more land. The French understand this, and endeavor to prevent such growth. They skirt around our territory, erecting forts and forging alliances, awaiting the day they might strangle us with the noose they've built. This must not come to pass. We must sever the cord and send them back. This is why we ride, to offer them one last chance. The French will leave, or they will die.
Now's the time to strike.
Wait. To scatter the expedition is not enough. We must ensure that Braddock falls, else he's sure to try again. I'll disguise myself as one of his own and make my way to his side. Your ambush will provide the perfect cover for me to deliver the killing blow.
So that was one thing I didn't add, because thinking about it, I didn't.
We await your signal.
It wasn't
There, in front of us.
The wood's too thick.
too
At
big
this
of a
rate, it'll
deal,
be days before we
at
reach
least in my head
Duquesne.
at the time.
We should follow the river instead.
But the one thing, one of the things,
We must maintain the
I'm gonna get spotted here in a
We're
hot
near
second.
2,000 men.
Kill them! Ambush! Stay on it. They're ready now.
There weren't any roads here. So, the reason why it took so much time to get through the wilderness is that Braddock basically had to build a road as he went, clearing trees and all that fun stuff. So that's why it took, like, what did I say? He left on May 25th and we get there until July 9th, like 2 months, month and a half. So, can you imagine how long that would have taken? What was it, 110 miles in 2 months? It's very slow.
How could anyone call this
I'm telling you, we've packed the car.
With the French push back, there'll be a lot of opportunities for us up north.
Have served, you mean, sir? You are grateful to have served. General!
Good guy.
I'll not tolerate...
Edward. Not so fun on the other end of the barrel, is it?
Look out!
Sir!
Where are you off to, Edward?
Let's try to figure this out. That didn't go well. That did not go well at all. Play this a little better this time. Probably won't get it. Not quite sure where he got hung up on. Didn't like that.
I never took you for a coward, Edward.
Come on, then! Such arrogance. I always knew it would be the end of you. Is the end of you.
Don't. Hurry before he gets away! I said go!
Ah.
I don't deserve this!
No, you do.
You're a hypocrite, Haytham!
I'm sorry, Edward, but you forced my hand.
Oh, damn it!
I kicked him off the rock.
Why, Haytham?
Your death opens a door. It's nothing personal. Well, maybe it is a little personal. Been a pain in my ass, after all.
But we are brothers in arms.
Once, perhaps. No longer.
Do you think I've forgotten what you did? All those innocents slaughtered, and for what? It does not engender peace to cut your way to resolution.
Wrong. Whether we applied the sword more liberally and more often, the world would be a better place than it is today.
In this instance, I concur. Farewell, Edward.
The way they animated that is that that ring was on the outside of his glove, which would be weird.
Now I've upheld my part of the bargain. I expect that you will honor yours.
Follow me.
No. No!
You seem disappointed.
I thought that I held a key that would open something here.
This room is all there is.
I expected more. What do they mean?
It tells the story of Yodzizu, who came into their world and shaped it for what life might come. She had a hard journey, fraught with great loss and peril. But she believed in her children and what they might achieve. And though she is long gone from the physical world, her eyes still watch over us. Her ears still hear our words. Her hands still guide us. And her love still gives us strength.
You've shown me great kindness, dear. Thank you. I should go.
A what? Economic peace.
Master Kenway. Did you find it then?
It was not the right place.
The others are waiting for you.
Gentlemen. Please, sit. I fear our temple was no more than a painted cave. Although it did contain precursor images and script, which means we are close.
Not close enough, it seems.
We need to redouble our efforts and expand our order and establish a permanent base here. Although the site eludes us, I am confident we will find it.
Sleuth.
Hear, hear.
Furthermore, I believe it is time we welcome Charles into our fold. He has proven himself a loyal disciple and served unerringly since the day he came to us. He should be able to share in our knowledge and reap all the benefits that such a gift implies. Are any opposed? Very well. Charles, come, stand. Do you swear to uphold the principles of our order and all that for which we stand?
I do.
And never to share our secrets nor divulge the true nature of our work?
I do.
And to do so from now until death, whatever the cost?
I do.
Then we welcome you into our fold, brother. Together, we will usher in the dawn of a new world, one defined by purpose and order. Give me your hand. You are a Templar. May the Father of Understanding guide us.
May the Father of Understanding guide us.
Wait, what?
Oh, that got me the first time too. 100% that got me. Pretty sure it pulls us out. Oh, looks like I'm wrong. I thought it pulled us out. It does. Alright, good.
You all saw that, right?
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
The key must be the amulet Hatham took from London.
We might know what it looks like, but we're no closer to finding it. Desmond, you need to keep going.
Hey, he's your ancestor too. Why don't you hop in the Animus?
Really? That's your response? It's like dealing with a 6-year-old. What is wrong with you, Desmond?
You want to know what's wrong? I'm sick of being treated like I'm not even here. Desmond, do this. Desmond, do that. Desmond, you better figure things out because the sun is going to turn us all to ash. And I know I was really nice to you, but actually I'm just another Templar plot twist. And yes, I would like very much for you to be controlled by a magic space wizard so that you can murder me. So there's your answer. I'm sick of being a goddamn pawn. I thought it might be different with you. I mean, you're my father, but turns out you're no better than the fucking Templars.
Don't you ever equate me to those bastards again. You hear me? Everything I do, everything I have done, has been for you. Maybe I pushed a little too hard, asked a little too much, but try and remember exactly what's at stake here. You need to get it together, kid. We're running out of time.
Right, that was unusual. Well, I'm just going to pretend that this never happened and get back to bringing everyone up to speed on where we stand. The news isn't good. It appears this temple is powered by a collection of, well, I guess they're batteries. You found one on your way in, but there aren't any more, at least not down here.
Any idea on where we can find replacements?
Not yet, so I intend to tiptoe into the Abstergo database. Now, if I can cross-reference these particular devices with their database, then maybe we'll get lucky.
See what you can do.
Obviously. Anyway, Desmond, we can either take a look around here or we can head back to the Animus.
Alright, so we're going to talk to the people first and check that email system that keeps bugging up saying, you got emails. You got emails. It's annoying.
What are you working on?
Lots of different stuff. If you're going into the field, we need a way to keep tabs on you and stay in touch. Hacking into local security systems won't cut it.
Thanks.
For what?
I don't know. Everything. You've sacrificed a lot for me. You and Sean both. I mean, you upgraded the Animus, you helped train me, pulled me out of that coma. You put all that work into the database and helped me solve Clay's puzzles. I know I haven't been the easiest person to work with, and I'm sorry for that. I just want you to know that even if I'm shitty at showing it, I appreciate everything you've done.
And you can see what Juno wants me to do is hop right back in that and do the hop on the good foot and do the bad thing, or however. Alright, these are notifications to the system, notifications to the database, William telling us what the mission is. Balls. Huh. Amulet. I think this is all just nothing big. Alright, let's see if we can talk to her again.
You really think we'll finally get some answers down here?
Maybe. Talking to the First Civ has always been a pain in the ass, though.
Imagine what it must be like for them.
What do you mean?
They've been separated from us by tens of thousands of years. A completely different language and culture. Possessed of an intelligence vastly superior to our own. We're lucky they've communicated as much as they have.
I don't know why they had to make this all so complicated. I mean, if they need something from me, they should just come out and say it.
I've been wondering about that myself. I get the sense Juno and Minerva didn't exactly see eye to eye. I'm studying everything I can get my hands on, but maybe you'll find something down here that can shed light on the mystery. What happened between them, and why?
What do you think's behind that door?
No idea.
Do you think it can save us?
The first Civ seemed to think so.
What if it's dangerous?
It's not like we have a lot of alternatives.
Well, we could... I don't know, warn the president?
And what's he gonna do? Who's to say he isn't in bed with Abstergo? Seems everyone is these days.
2012?
What if
Who's
we went to
president?
them?
Obama?
To Abstergo, I mean.
Thought about it, actually.
Maybe. I don't know.
Showing them what we've seen, trying to work together. They must know so much more than we do, but...
What is it?
It's possible they know exactly what's going to happen. That they want it to happen. I mean, for all we know, they're hiding out in bunkers right now, waiting for the world to end. And then when it's all over, out they come. Ready to take control.
God, I hope you're wrong.
So do I, Rebecca. So do I.
Alright, I should be getting back to work.
She's done.
Would you look at that?
What is it?
If I had to guess, I would say it's a counter. And judging from the iconography, I think it's safe to say when that's emptied, the end begins. Hello, Desmond. How's things?
Same old. Another day, another ancestor.
Who'd have thought you'd have a Templar in your family tree?
I think he started out as an assassin. They must have turned him.
Right you are, in fact. I've been reviewing our archives, and it appears that Haytham's father was indeed an assassin. Which means he was likely one too, at least for a little while.
What else did you find?
That fella from the opera, Reginald Birch, Grand Master of the London chapter of Templars, he and Haytham's father, a man named Edward, well, they were long-time rivals. Now, it appears Birch got his hands on Haytham at a rather young age. Worked his wiles to convince Haytham to switch sides. Wonder how he did it. I'll see if I can't dig up more. Honest answer, please, Desmond. Do you think we're getting out of this alive?
I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty tall order. If the first Civ couldn't save the world, how the hell are we supposed to swing it?
We have some time.
We have less than 2 months. They had decades and a lot more resources. And the worst part is we knew this was coming for, what, hundreds of years?
History repeats, it seems. First Civ was so busy with their war against us, no one even noticed what was happening. We get advance warning and then fall to fighting with the Templars. Lovely.
Hopefully, whatever's behind that door will make a difference.
And if it doesn't, well, at least we tried.
True that.
Back to work I go. You should consider doing the same.
Alright, we will go and talk to William. And then we're going to explore up there, and whatever we find up there, we'll discuss a little bit more in detail in the next segment.
Yes? Just thought I'd, say hi.
You have more important things to do right now.
Jesus, Dad.
What? What do you want me to say?
I don't know. Hi, son. How are you? What have you been up to?
I know what you've been up to. Nothing. You wasted away in some shitty apartment with a pointless job, while the rest of us were out there fighting to make a difference.
You are such an asshole. Are you thinking about hitting me again? Because this time, I will hit back.
Let's just get back to work, okay?
Sure. Which means we're gonna go this way. And this is what I'm talking about. This is a little bit about the lore. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But we'll break this down tomorrow.
When we thought we could be saved, we sought to face the sun's wrath and contain it. 4 towers would be built to pull her fury into this place and dispel it. But even with all we knew, with all we had, it would take too long. 1,000 years we could labor and still the work would not be done. The first tower was never completed. The project abandoned. We moved on. But while we labored on other endeavors, a few returned. They thought to automate the process. Metal might finish what flesh could not.
Actually, I don't think I need to explain any of this. She does a pretty good job at explaining it as it is. If there's one that I feel they do a poor job explaining it, then I'll break it down on the next day.
If we could not meet the sun's cruel embrace, perhaps we might rebuke it. Already we could generate the fields to protect us in times of strife. But these were small and simple things. To replicate them on a scale the size of a world, we lack the energy to make it so. Half the world, they said then. It is better than none at all. We tried. Again, we failed. A quarter, they asked. Even this we could not do. A sixth, an eighth, a tenth, they cried. The answer was still the same. Perhaps in time a city might be spared. But it was time we did not have. So we moved on.
I'll probably tell you about the way I don't know what they're called, but essentially what they tried to do was one. Oh, I'm gonna have to come back up here with a thing. With one, they tried to create force field. They didn't have enough energy. And the other, they tried to absorb the energy, which they didn't have the towers or the time to build the tech. Alright, so we're going to end here, because once we jump in, we're going to get into right into sequence 4. So I'm going to end it and then hop in and cut during the loading screens. But I hope you have enjoyed this playthrough as much as I have, and I want to know in the comments below who was surprised by the revelation that Haytham Kenway was a Templar instead of an assassin. Even if you go back now and you rewatch yesterday's video, you'll see a lot of things in his character that says, yeah, you're not an assassin. So anyway, I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've enjoyed it as much as I hope you have, check out the links in the description below for my social media and my website. And until next time, have a good night.